Today's African American youth continue to face challenges in the United States education system. In a time where African American children are exposed to the deaths of innocent African American males, it is difficult to address the ongoing police brutality and the racial trauma this is causing. With community violence becoming a more prevalent issue, African American children are surrounded by homicide, neighborhood shootouts, police raids, drugs, and police violence. According to Danielle Busby, African American youth witness violence twice as much as their Caucasian counterparts. And we asked ourselves, why are African American children underperforming and dropping out of school? My research on the effect community violence has on African Americans' academic achievement and mental health shows the following. As African American children become more exposed to community violence, Danielle Busby's research shows that high anxiety leads to first-grade African American students scoring the lowest quartile for reading and math. This discrepancy in test scores is acknowledged by Santa Clara University Child Studies professor Brett Solomon when she states,
factors that are contributing to the achievement gap, we have to look at these, historical, systemic contributors that have, for generations and centuries, literally, been set up to under and uneducate the African American child.
In a 2014 published article from the Journal of Youth Adolescence, Stephen Leopold outlines the relationship between community violence, academic achievement, and behavioral issues. There are symptoms that impair a student's academic engagement and learning in the classroom. Researcher Desmond Patton, an assistant professor of social work at Columbia University, reveals there is a positive correlation between the development of PTSD, depression, and anxiety. Symptoms include lack of focus, stress, low self-esteem, and maladaptive fears. For youth who do not internalize the trauma, they often resort to violence. According to Theodore Thompson, victims with aggressive attitudes were found to be more likely to report they had carried weapons, used alcohol, and engaged in physical fights at school. They also reported lower academic grades and lower supportive adults at school. This results in expulsion and the school-to-prison pipeline, where many African American children and adolescents do not graduate high school.
African American, Black and brown students being pushed out of school more often than not due to exclusionary discipline practices where they're targeted more so than their white counterparts, even for the same type of behavior or challenge.
In addition, Dr. Solomon's research focuses on the preschool to prison pipeline and identifying teacher implicit bias towards students of color. She analyzes how disciplinary practices play a role in education. She proposes the following solution.
The best thing that teachers can do is become familiar with the context that their students are living in and growing up in.
The teacher decided to come to school and talk to me and my 4 friends and tell us, because we were misbehaving in class, just being rowdy boys, and told us, she sat us down in a row, I'll never forget this, and she said, only one of you is going to make it. The rest of you are going to be in jail or dead. I'm not joking. She told me that. And I'm in the 4th grade.
So what else can be done about the school-to-prison pipeline and dealing with the effects of community violence? Possible solutions and programs that can be implemented in communities and schools are early intervention programs, violence prevention programs, and psychotherapeutic services where families receive the necessary support and resources. And what is something you can do to help today? Sign the SB 607 postcard or online letter to protect California students from discriminatory and harmful school climates. The racial inequality within our schools and communities continues to create disparities. With efforts to create safer learning and home environments, we can help African American youth and all students receive the education they deserve.